Hey guys, I'm Ryan Lavin, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing Megan Leavey. So if you are an animal lover or a sucker for war dramas, you've come to the right place. So make sure you stick around. So going into this movie, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I had seen the trailer maybe once before, and it gave me the impression that this was the kind of story that could really take you on an emotional roller coaster. Now, I'm a sucker for military drama to begin with, and on top of that, this one has a dog in it. So it shouldn't surprise you when I say, for me personally, it absolutely delivered on that front. So Megan Leavey is about the bond a young Marine has with her canine partner Rex. They each served 2 tours in Iraq together and in the process become wounded in action. And at that point, the story begins to shift. It's less about their military service together and it's more about Megan's attempts to adopt Rex and finally bring him home. So I normally don't like talking about performances, but in this case, I have to make an exception because so much is dependent upon Kate Mara. There are times it actually reminds me of Castaway. Just like Tom Hanks' chemistry with a volleyball was crucial to that story, her chemistry with a dog is crucial to this one. And without a solid performance, this movie could have been complete garbage. I love the contradiction she brings out in this character. You meet someone who has a bit of a rebellious streak, but at the same time is deeply committed to her job and fiercely loyal to her partner. You find someone who's afraid and even a bit naive, but at the same time is incredibly strong, both physically and emotionally. And when you have that kind of range, it adds to the depth of her performance and really brings this character to life. So is it weird to say that the dog had a good performance? I mean, if you really think about it, the dog in this movie has more screen time than a lot of the human characters do. So let me put it this way. The dog was good in this movie. He actually had personality, and you can't always say that. You believed this dog was good at his job, but difficult to work with. And some of the same contradictions that exist inside of Megan also existed inside of Rex. He was intimidating, but scared. Stubborn, but loyal. And all that does is add to the chemistry he had with Megan. And before I move on, there are a few more performances I want to briefly mention. Tom Felton will most likely be recognized as Malfoy from the Harry Potter franchise, but you also might know him as Julian from season 3 of The Flash. Now, when he first shows up in this movie, I wasn't really sure I was going to like him. He doesn't exactly fit the standard military stereotype, but once I began to see how they used him, I felt like he began to grow into that role really well. Bradley Whitfield also makes an appearance in this movie. He plays Megan's father. Now, there's really not much for me to say about it except for the fact that he does have this one really powerful moment. Now, I'm not going to go into the details as to what's said, but I do want to set it up for you. There's a point where he's sitting on his daughter's bed and they're having a conversation and he's really encouraging her not to give up. And I thought some of the things he said there were especially powerful. There's also a great battle sequence that takes place. Now, I don't want anyone to get the wrong impression. This is not an action movie. It is absolutely a drama, but that doesn't mean it can't have a great action sequence. And what I really loved about it is it seemed to happen on daily operations. This was an average day until something went wrong. And it really highlighted to me how dangerous just day-to-day life over in Iraq at that point in time really was. Now, there are a couple of negatives I want to bring up just for a second. Now, if you watch the trailer, you may have been given the impression, like I was, that there would be some kind of political fight to bring Rex home. But that really doesn't happen. You've seen the extent of the political involvement in the trailer already. As a matter of fact, when it comes to bringing Rex home entirely, there's just not a whole lot that she does. While it gives you the impression it took a long time, we really don't see her do much. We see her in the trailer talking to a senator, and that's about it. There are also two just real little things I want to mention real quick. I feel like there are a couple of things in this movie that we could have done without. For example, there's a romantic interest that lasts about 20 minutes that I didn't really need. There's also some motivation provided as to why she joins the military to begin with that I don't feel like really adds anything to the story. So currently, Megan Leavey sets at 79% on Rotten Tomatoes. Personally, I would give it a solid B, but the only reason I can't go higher than that is because I feel like it didn't necessarily draw me in like other movies have, which in all fairness is difficult for a drama to do to begin with. So if you're an animal lover that enjoy military dramas, I think this is a perfect movie for you. It's not quite as good as American Sniper or Saving Private Ryan, but I feel like tonally speaking, it fits in with those types of movies. So if those are the kind of movies you like, you should really give this one a try. So if you've made it to this point in the video, you must have liked it. So why don't you go ahead and give it a thumbs up, jump in the comment section below and let me know what you thought about Megan Leavey. And then finally, make sure you hit the subscribe button on your way out so you're kept up to date next time I get ready to upload a new video.